Sportacus versus Homelander is very interesting because the meme going around is to make fun of Homelander and that everyone can beat him. And a lot of characters do beat him, a lot of characters are able to beat him. Actually, the only time I've seen him on Twitter where everyone agreed that he would win is against the Titans from Attack on Titan. That's like the one matchup where like everyone was like, come on guy, you're giving him the one matchup he can win, and that was kind of funny. But in reality, relatively speaking, yes, he's weaker than most characters like the Powerpuff Girls, like Superman, like Omni-Man, like, I don't know, Finn and Jake, Naruto, whatever. Those characters are pretty strong, whereas Homelander is not on that level. However, the new meme going around is Sportacus from LazyTown, and he's a character who embodies basically the opposite of Homelander. Whereas Homelander is a super powered guy who's lazy and basically can let himself go as much as he wants, as he's already born to be stronger than everybody. Sportacus is canonically a normal human, and the only reason he's able to do all those insane feats is because he stays healthy, because he eats healthy, because he trains. All of his feats, even though they are superhuman, canonically speaking, do not come from a superhuman. Even the creator and actor of the show says that Sportacus is not a superhuman. He's just a guy that lives a healthy lifestyle. That's what you can accomplish with it. So those two characters are actually thematically relevant to each other. One of them represents some of the best in humanity, the other represents some of the worst in humanity, to the point where one is proud of being human and healthy and be able to improve and get better, while the other even denies being human, thinking that it's its own species, its own superior race, and that he was born better than everyone else. So Twitter being on the side of Sportacus, and especially after showing all the feats that he does make sense. It makes sense that everyone wants to crap on Homelander and uphold Sportacus as a role model, which he really is. But in reality, the fight between them is more complicated than you would think. Because Sportacus is insane, don't get me wrong. He is able, in terms of speed, to play American football with himself, which is insane. He's also able to hit a baseball and then go out and outspeed it, which is impressive because we have seen him being able to hit a baseball so hard that it went to the moon within seconds at the speeds that have been calculated, at least on Twitter, at like 20% the speed of light. And he's able to outspeed his own hits of baseballs, which is pretty insane. He's also able to play ping pong with himself, which is just a very Giga Chad type of feat. It's not even necessarily that impressive, but it's just very fucking fun that he does it. And in terms of strength, he is able to kick a tower, he is able to lift the pyramids, he does insane feats of strength all the time. He can survive explosions, and he's strong enough to hold onto his own blimp, which is obviously gigantic, and no single human would be able to just do that. And he does all of this while, remember, he's a normal human that just lives a healthy lifestyle. He doesn't have any superpowers. On the other hand, you have Homelander, who can laser a whole plane easily, or could destroy a plane. In one episode we found out the only reason he doesn't lift the plane up is because he would just destroy it by being too strong. It wouldn't be physically possible. But in theory, if somehow he could not destroy it. He would be able to do it. He also is stronger than Soldier Boy or Maeve, who have tanked explosions that are building size, or himself has survived the explosion of a power plant that, well, it destroyed the power plant. So, did I just say the power plant? The power plant. I'm sorry. But perhaps his biggest asset is the fact that they do mention that they tried anything they could and they threw everything at him, and that there's nothing that could like kill him that humans have at the time, and this would include nuclear bombs. So if you want to say that he's stronger than like the Tsar Bomba, which was like 50 megatons of TNT in terms of energy and force, then that would make him stronger than Spartacus. I said that like he's Spartacus. No, Sportacus. It's what I meant. But I said it with a very weird accent. Well, my accent. But yes, in that regard, he could be argued to be stronger than Sportacus. However, in terms of like feats, he doesn't quite have anything on that level from what we've seen. So in terms of on-screen feats, we've seen better feats from Sportacus, but from Homelander, not as much. In terms of his speed, the most we can say that he broke the sound barrier at some point in his life. We still know that some Supes at least are faster than bullets, and with Homelander, most of the time he doesn't have to dodge because he is strong enough to just tank the attack. So with him we haven't seen it, but we've seen other characters being able to like dodge bullets or something. However, none of this is even close to Sportacus' ability to, hit an apple at relativistic speed, and then later on being able to outrun an orange that he also hits with a baseball bat. Unless you want to say that somehow the apple was faster than the orange, then this basically means that Sportacus can outrun and outspeed something that moves at 20% the speed of light. Here's the thing. In terms of strength, I would say that Sportacus, for example, is stronger than Robbie, who was actually just propulsed into the moon and created a pretty big mess. If you look at the cloud that he created, the dust cloud, compared to like the size of the moon, that's actually, I think, somewhere around like 40 megatons of TNT, or just 10 megatons short of the Tsar Bomba, the strongest nuke ever detonated, that I mentioned earlier. This being survived by Robbie is very impressive for Sportacus, as Sportacus, I keep saying Sportacus, it's Sportacus, I'm sorry. Sportacus is way stronger than Robbie, and is able to harm him and beat him. So Robbie being able to survive that is actually very impressive and makes Sportacus able to create more amount of force than that, which puts him at about the same level as the Tsar Bomba, as insane as that might sound. And this is even more consistent when you think about the fact that even him swinging at that apple in space was like something around the lines of like kilotons of TNT, which is closer to the amount of energy the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki created, but it's still very impressive and showing how strong he can be. The only way Homelander can be argued to be on this level is if you argue he is stronger than Nukes. If you think he's stronger than Nukes, then he could defeat Sportacus. Sportacus would hit him, and potentially it wouldn't even hurt him at all. However, if you don't take the nuke part into consideration and we base it off of all the feats we see from Homelander, then Sportacus is way stronger than him, and it's not even close. And even if they were somehow equals, Sportacus would beat him easily. He's a master at every single sport that there is, which includes combat sports, obviously, whereas Homelander is lazy and doesn't even train. He barely knows any martial arts, if any. Yes, he's not close to Sportacus in terms of ability and fighting. So if they were on a equal stats kind of battle, he would get washed by Sportacus and his abilities, or rather his skills. And in terms of speed, Homelander and basically nobody in the boys has feats on par with Sportacus being able to outrun him hitting fruits at 20% the speed of freaking light. Okay? Nothing Homelander has is even close to that. His fastest speeds that we've seen are like supersonic or like hypersonic, and that is about it. So Sportacus should be able to be way faster than him, should be arguably stronger than him, unless you think Homelander can survive nuclear explosions. In that case, Homelander would be stronger. But yeah, those are kind of the nuances of it. If you think Homelander can survive nuclear explosions, he would beat Sportacus based on strength. Anything else other than that, he would lose. In an equal stats kind of battle, he's not as trained, he doesn't know as many martial arts or sports or has as many skills as Sportacus, so he would lose for sure. If it was the case that Sportacus is stronger, he would win for sure. There's like just that one specific thing to cling on to, which is the fact that he can survive nukes. Other than that, Sportacus should win.
When I move, I'm feeling alright.